This is P.W. Swivel. I want to take an opportunity to answer a couple of questions by Bible Thumper.
Surprisingly, I have been called an atheist many times by people who claim to be atheists. It's really weird, and I don't understand the argument at all. Maybe you could help me.
Okay. Typically, that kind of statement is a facetious argument that is designed to create some kind of conversation about atheism. They're basically saying that, there are gods you don't believe in. That makes you an atheist. It's a facetious argument. Clearly, if you do believe in a god or gods, you are a theist. You are not an atheist. It's more of a tongue-in-cheek kind of comment.
But maybe you could help me understand what atheist means. It used to be that if you claim to be an atheist, you subscribed to the thought that God does not exist. That was your stance. God does not exist. And that's what it meant to be an atheist. You claimed God does not exist. Well, some atheists actually some people started thinking about it and realized, hey, that doesn't really make sense because I don't have all knowledge, all possible knowledge. So I don't know when it was, maybe you could tell me, when was the definition changed to lack of a belief in God?
Well, the definition has never changed. Clearly, if you don't believe there is evidence that there is a God, you don't believe there is a God. If you don't believe there is a God, you would most likely say there is no God. It's really not a difference. It may be a difference in semantics, but the actual definition hasn't changed at all. It's no different than, say, I don't believe in leprechauns. I don't think they exist. It's simply because I don't see any evidence to support that. It doesn't really matter what the issue is. If there's no evidence to support it, I don't need all knowledge to understand that. You certainly don't need all knowledge for you to believe in God. I don't need all knowledge not to believe in God. It's really, really quite simple.
So that's the new definition, I believe. But we actually have two definitions. One says God definitely doesn't exist, and the other is, well, I don't know that God exists, I lack a belief in God.
No, those are still examples of the same singular definition. I don't know that leprechauns exist. I don't have any evidence that they do, so I don't believe that a leprechaun can exist. It's really just a matter of talking about the same thought process.
So now we have two different definitions.
Nope, we still have the one. It's just one definition.
The atheists sometimes comment, somebody commented today, and Coffee with Claire commented not too long ago on one of my videos that I'm an atheist. How could I be an atheist? How could you possibly put me in the same category as someone who does not believe God exists or lacks a belief in a God?
Well, again, I think we've addressed that. It's kind of a conversation starter more than anything. It's not an argument I would use, but you kind of get their point that there are lots and lots of gods, and you don't believe in those gods. It doesn't really make you an atheist, but it does make you atheistic towards those religions.
How can you put me in that? Here's the comment that I got today. The comment I got today is, you're actually an atheist yourself. You're atheist in regards to all the other gods, but the one that you believe in. Now, are we coming up with a third definition of atheist now?
Nope. We still have the single one definition. You're just really trying to stretch the conversation and parse it out into different definitions. It really is still the same issue. That hasn't changed.
Whereas we've got the first one, the second one, and now we have a new one that says, you're an atheist if you only believe in the one true God, Jesus Christ.
Nope. We're still back to the same definition. You can talk about it all you want, but it won't change the issue.
How? Anyway, that's what I got today. That's what I want to share with you, and help me understand how that makes any logical sense at all.
Okay. Again, you're taking small conversations and trying to turn it into a worldwide definition by people who happen to be atheists. Now, there are all kinds of people in the world. It really doesn't change the issue. There are Christians like the Westboro Baptist Church, or the Pope, or pedophile priests. That really doesn't, I would think, not change your view of Christianity, or your definition of Christianity, or the Christian beliefs of the majority of people in the world that are Christian. But there are people out there who do have different opinions and voice it differently. Those are the people you've had contact with. I would just take everything with a grain of salt and try to stick with the basic premise of the idea rather than trying to attack the argument of atheism through the comments of a few people. I certainly wouldn't assign the beliefs and the actions of the Westboro Baptist Church to you, or the Pope's position on certain things to you, or pedophile priests, or Ted Haggart and his hypocrisy to your belief system. I think you have to be a little careful about that, making those arguments in that way. I hope this clears it up for you. If not, please call again.